Oh, just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome in my...
Welcome to this week's episode of Tell You What podcast, a St. Patrick's Day special. And this week's episode is proudly sponsored by our sponsor, RainbowCompetitions.com. They've great prizes up there. They're wearing out prizes all the time. They're actually doing a Euro football mystery getaway thing where you don't even know where you're going to go, which I've entered. Hopefully I win. So, but yeah, prizes are all up there. And again, you're getting them at the very start, so your chances to win are massive. And we have a special discount code, Tell You What 20. So enter that in whenever you're paying, and you get a wee 20% off your order. What more could you want? What more could you want? And now we get the show on the way here. It's me, the lovable rogue Talal Jumar, and the handsome rebel himself, Sean Magalini.
Handsome rebel.
How's it going, Sean?
Yeah, all good, all good. I tell you what, you're looking fierce well these days as well. You sent me a photo, you sent me a video the other day, and I'm going, no homo, sir. Looking very well there.
I am, I think, 2 pounds shy of 3 stone.
That is mental.
January. Yeah, so I have been trying to lose a bit of weight now, I'm not gonna lie. Some people might call it cheating, some people might not, but anyway.
I'm all for it. Give me fucking 6-pack Jamar. Do you know what I mean? I'm all here for it. Like.
So yeah, I'm actively trying to lose weight. I don't think it's a secret. So just gonna keep it going. I'm not gonna put myself under any real pressure to be at a certain weight by a certain date. Just gonna keep ticking along nicely. So.
Mr. Olympia 2030. Fucking get him in the Arnold Classic.
No doubt. But
Paris Peterson on stage. But yeah, I've St. Patrick's Day special. Before we're obviously doing this at 1 o'clock on St. Patrick's Day. So if you're having St. Patrick's Day, happy St. Patrick's Day. I was dropping Ashlyn into Belfast there. She's playing music, and I don't miss it. I just don't miss the madness of it all. Like I did drive in going, this will be good crack. And Joe age I've got to know. I feel like I'm being so old. I was looking at a load of young ones running around on the outskirts of the Holy Lands with football jerseys on, Gaelic jerseys on, girls wearing pair of shorts hanging off them, and lads wearing their jeans. I was going, you must be freezing. Do you know what I mean? I've officially hit that age now going, what is that here? Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, like the thought of me going for a pint today and being surrounded by a bunch of 16, 17, 18-year-olds, and it just gives me the fear. Like, I'm at the age now where I'm in a bar looking at all the young ones going, I could be your dad.
Yeah,
I'm not a big St. Patrick. I've never been a big St. Patrick's Day goer outer. Mm-hmm. I always hated. I think maybe from working in bars, I think that's where my hatred came of the big days, like Boxing Day, because you have the 3 times a year drinkers, and this is how I sort of viewed customers in a bar. If you bomb scared me every week, I didn't mind that. I loved that because I knew what to expect. But if I hadn't seen somebody in 3 months and it's their first time drinking in 3 months, they've 3 months worth of like bomb scaring to get in.
Yeah.
And it's case of 6 hours. I'm just like, nah. You would like give me the guy who's telling me the same story and joke for the past 6 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Still thinks this is hilarious the first time he told it. Yeah. Give me that. So I've never been a big person to go out on St. Patrick's Day, but I'm a go to a parade in a wee local village, in and out. The kids get what they want out of it. I get what I want out of it. No tears, no drama. That's it. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
The only sort of St. Patrick's Day memory I have growing up is like, for whatever reason in Newry, there would always be like a load of stalls in the middle of the street, and you'd have to get a goldfish. That's the only thing you do on St. Patrick's Day. There was like a stall you go to, and you had to throw. Right. I don't know what you had to do. You had to throw something at something, and if you won, you'd get a goldfish in a plastic bag. To the torturous situation, then goldfish get put under. Oh, what happened is we'd all get like a quid to throw to get a goldfish. None of us would win, and then mum and dad would just have to go over to the side and be like, "Here, there's a $5. Give us a goldfish." These kids are going to be hopeless at it all day. But there was one year I remember we parked at the bus station here, and we were walking back. We were almost been like, me and my brother and sister are all very close in age. Like, there's 4 of us. My oldest sister's 2.5 years older than me, and my youngest brother is 4 years younger than me, so pretty similar age. Like, and I remember Dad getting us all in the car after getting our goldfish. And this year we got like a wee tank and all for it. So it was all fucking ready to rock. And he's meant to hand at the moment sitting in the front, but he sat it on top of the car before we'd taken off. And sure, yeah, next thing you know, he sticks the car in reverse and the goldfish goes flying. Murder scene in the bus car park. His goldfish flopped around, all the kids in the car banging the windows, screaming the house down.
Oh, no.
And then we had to go to the pet store the next day and just buy a load of fish and start a new aquarium or something like that. But yeah, pretty expensive. That's all we did in St. Patrick's Day. I was never one for going to fun fairs or you would have all that, and it would just be full of absolute hallions getting fingered and mad shit. It's just like it would never go close to it. Like
people lose run of themselves on like St. Patrick's Day, and like I know it is a day of like celebration, whatever, and good crack and all, but people I think get people get unnecessarily drunk. If you know what I
mean? Yeah.
And it's like they can do something mental, like they could walk in and just set like a table on fire and go, sure, it's Paddy's Day.
Yeah. There was a boy in Newry one year. There's a massive news article went around, and it was like a drunken man stumbles out of bar with samurai sword on St. Patrick's Day. Like, where did that come from? Like, it just, Joe, I think St. Patrick's Day is the day for, see the guys that just don't get out of the house.
Yes.
Like, it's an excuse. They don't have an excuse. I was actually listening to the podcast this week, and they made a great point. I think it was actually the Peter Crouch podcast, and it goes, men should have a day, before you get into any relationship, you should have a day you tell this person you've met that you and the fellas go do something that's not already a significant day. Do you know what I mean? So the one they're talking about on the Peter Crouch podcast was there's these guys in England, right? And they go to they just seen on the calendar one year, there's this thing called the Battle of the Bone, right? Which is obviously the 12th year, but it's not a celebrated holiday over there. So they all told their partners and girlfriends, oh no, on the 12th of July every year, we go out, big celebration. And they're like, what is it for? He goes, the Battle of the Bone. And no one knows what it is over there. But they go out and they have that day locked in every single year.
That's unreal.
Forever. It's sort of like if like fellas have like, Joe, it's a better day. I'm trying to think. Like a rogue, like quarterfinal of a cup. Do like something every year you go, that's what we go to. Like we went to the boxing a few weeks ago. Just go, that is the day we go and do something every single year, like non-dispute. And it's better because there's not as many people out. So you can actually go out and get stuck in. Like, yeah, you're right. Going out in St. Patrick's Day, just it's too busy. There's too many amateurs out there. It's like those people that go to like do football matches, the tourists.
Yes.
And like don't know what's happening. You're going, you aren't real. You aren't real fun of this.
Like us going to the boxing, like we knew what we were talking about. Do you know what I mean? Like
we're purists.
Two fighting men.
Yeah.
You know, and you're surrounded by because let's be honest, 99% of that crowd was just like, oh, my mate's going, so I just come along with him.
Yeah. No one here. Yeah, most of them didn't give a fuck about what was going on in that ring. Like,
not a notion. So, but yeah, I know. I have to apologize. I missed last week. I've been busy. I'm stuck in the middle of this play. I've also been unwell. Pleased to say I'm currently on the mend, slowly, but I think I'm getting there.
That's good.
I think I'm getting there. Still a bit.
Can I say this, right? Talal is the worst man in the world for giving you a heart attack and thinking he's going to drop dead in a week. Like you just go here, he's going, yeah, I've got to go to the doctor tomorrow. I'm like, what is it? He goes, it's not looking good. And then you're doing, you're terrified to ask. You're going, what the fuck? Am I going to overstep the boundaries here? And you're going, they told me just to phone back. I was saying, could I phone back in the morning? They're going, no, you're going to have to call in. And I'm going, oh my God, I'm going to have to host this podcast solo forever. And here, based on the feedback we got last week, no one wants that. No one wants that. So dead on us.
But the thing about it is, I never actually quite I just be like, here, this is what they said. I don't actually real deep down think about it. But I would say this, I genuinely was worried there for a while because the last time I went and seen my doctor, he called me in and he was like, Talal. And like doctors never actually really tell you things. They just go, it might be this, it might be that. The way I put it was, do you know when did you ever play FIFA?
Yeah.
And you went 1-0 down, so you sit up in the chair.
Yeah.
Right. He done that exact movement. I went, Talal, you're very sick. I'm like, I know. And he's like, so he's just like, your white blood cells are far too low. He goes, sorry, the words he used are dangerously low, and your CRP in your blood is far too high. He's like, it's almost like you're not even producing white blood cells. Which, if you throw it into Google, I was like, how have I contracted AIDS? Like, you know what I mean? How have I contracted AIDS? And because I said to him, I was like, what is that, AIDS? And he's like, no, you don't have AIDS, don't worry. I said, well, what is it? because I then get like worried, and then he was like, right, and I'm not joking. They give me about 15 different tablets to take. Like it was
Yeah.
horrendous, but the cough is 99% gone, which is the thing I wanted rid of the most. I'll happily take AIDS, just no cough. What a cough!
I love how your concern is anytime you're not well, you're like, fuck, I fell on my elbow bad there. That must be AIDS. That's the AIDS flare up my elbow.
That's what it is. Whenever you stop producing white blood cells, is what it is.
Was that what it is?
Yeah. So
Alright, okay.
but because he was like at 35 years of age, he's like, you should be fighting off infections, no problem. And he's like, you're absolutely riddled with infections. And I was just like, right, okay, thanks for that. But yeah, so I think I'm on the mend now. So I have to go for another blood test this week. So
Joe, I hear you go to doctors, they always hit you with the sinister. They love that word. Is it anything sinister? And they're like, we're not sure yet. It might be sinister. And you're going, sinister? That's the worst.
I know.
That could possibly come. Like,
I know, but you want to see the amount of tablets I got was just like ridiculous. And then you're having to like remember to take them at a certain time. It was a disaster. Like, absolute nightmare.
It's good to see you're back on the mend. That is
yes,
and you're healthy again. Here, this is all. Do you know what you've done here? You've peaked. You've done like a 12-week camp here, and we're coming to the end of March, where everything's happening for you. You've got the play, you've got the Middle East Beast coming up, and you're just gonna you're coming out of camp fresh. Do you know what I mean? That last week's gonna be no more sparring, no more big outings.
Yeah, just pure weight cut from now. just pure weight cut. Yeah. Sitting in them salt rooms, which are unbelievable, by the way. I've been back a few times. I actually took a wee girl.
Right,
she's had a wee bit of a. But here, children are sick from the go to school to the leave it. Like,
no, God,
you're just never beating that. Like,
no. There's actually I didn't know salt rooms were okay for kids to go into, but I remember whenever I worked in the leisure centre, you'd walk in, and now it was typically someone that English wasn't their first language, we'll just say, will be sitting in a sauna. I remember one time walking in with it. I mean, when I say newborn baby, this thing was like fresh out the womb. Like the smell of doubt probably wasn't off it yet. And like literally walked in, opened the sauna door, which is like 90 degrees in there, sitting with a newborn baby. I'm like, sorry, you can't have a child in here. And she's like, the baby likes the warmth. I was like, no, this isn't a womb. Like, this is like a...
Put a blanket around it.
Baby's gonna have a collapsed lungs in 2 minutes. You don't get out of here.
Yeah.
She goes, like, can I put baby in jacuzzi? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. No,
because salt rooms are actually. Whenever I was in the salt room with Maddie, there was somebody who had a child in who was like literally fresh, like
that's mad, like
fresh out the oven. But
yeah,
they're designed for that. If children are like blocked up and stuff, it just loosens it all. Like, so it is.
Oh, right, okay, there you go.
It is actually safe. Like, so.
Right, okay.
But it's like it's you get covered in salt. Like, it's no two ways about it. Like, you just get covered in salt. Like, but it's
see.
And then you come out.
Go on there.
Then you come out and like lick your lips, and it says like real sour
like,
or real disaster.
See, you've set me off here because I was up in Ballycastle, or my mum and dad did the most Irish thing ever, which is book a caravan site for 3 days, right? So
yes.
Ballycastle and booked a caravan site, and I was like, I'm coming up on the Friday, straight after work. We'll go for a few pints, a few drinks in the caravan, whatnot. But we got like fish and chips. So I'm thinking there, like when you're saying you're all salty, I'm like, that could be tasty. Like, Joe, just a bit of vinegar on you to even it out. Like on the right person, that could be nice. Like,
not me.
Like, stick Margot Robbie in the salt room for a bit, like, you know what I mean? A bit of vinegar on the side.
Yeah, right. Now we're talking.
But so I was up in Ballycastle there for a night, and oh my god, it was the most. It's like the only people that have them caravan sites are like people from Belfast, really, or people from the country with way too much money. That's like the only two sort of things. But we went up, and I've just fully came to the conclusion that it was only me and Ashton went up, but my mum and dad have a dog now for like the last like 2 years, and we're just not like, I'll never live up to that dog. Like, they're just in love with this fucking dog. Like, went up there, and I was like, which room's mine? And opened this door like to a proper bedroom. She goes, oh no, the dog will be sleeping in there. I'm like, you've literally got a full room in this caravan for a dog. These are absolutely insane. But we got up, we're having 1 or 2 beers in the caravan. Crack was good. And walk into the on-site like bar they had, and what do they have sitting there in the corner? Full dartboard setup.
Oh yes.
Let's go. And this is the greatest. I gotta retire here. But these like Belfast boys get in ahead of me. they're like, "Excuse me, mate, we threw our quid down there. We're going to be playing next." And I near brought back the troubles. They just wouldn't share the thing. And like, these are grown men. And they definitely knew who I was. They'd seen the TikToks. I could tell they were looking over, going, "He thinks he's got a bit here." Like, so I was absolutely raging. I didn't get on the dartboard, but the real reason I'm raging we didn't stay for the second night was actually because the guys, you never guess who's playing music in at the second night. Owen Quigg.
Oh, no way.
Remember Owen Quigg from the X Factor?
Oh, I don't remember him very well.
Yeah, he was playing music up there. So I was like, I would have been like, that's some value for money. That's all I'm saying.
He is actually. I was at a wedding in September time, and he done the. No, was the guesser or even he done the wee. It was good.
It's good to see him. Good to see him out and about, like the Quigmeister.
Good to see him thriving.
Yeah. You know? Well, no, it was absolutely everyone the night before going, Owen Quigg's coming, and someone would go, "Who's that?" And they'd all go, "That X Factor reject." Absolutely, they were. But on the night he was there, they were all getting photos with him and all sorts. That was sort of like what I was at. Can I talk quickly before we move on about my corporate masterclass?
Oh, hey, the stage is yours, show.
Here, the stage has been mine all weekend. Wait. So the only reason I want to tell this story is because I'm now doing children's birthday parties, corporate functions, birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, anything you want, I will do it here. But I got booked to do, I say corporate, it was a 40th birthday party down in Moira, and shout out Richie and Adele. Absolutely brilliant birthday party going on down there. They didn't really know me anything about it. They wanted a bit of comedy. Shout out Pete Giffen was like, he couldn't do it, so he got the next best man in, which was me. I believe he was called up to the plate. And let me tell you something. Call me Domino's 2 for Tuesday because I was delivering. I was given the absolute masterclass that night. So for anyone that doesn't know, stand-up comedy is... How would you describe stand-up comedy at a corporate, Talal? I'll let you summarize it so I'm not biased here.
Comedy...
One of two ways.
It's like somebody with a vuvuzela at a funeral. They don't want it.
Yeah.
They don't want it.
That's exactly what it's like. They don't, but they don't even know they don't want it. Do you know what I mean? That's why it's such a good reference. You don't even know you don't want that. But anyway, I get there and like the scene was just the horrors. Like I mean, like these guys playing the guitar there at 9:30 at night. They were just finished up. The place was pumping. I was like to your man that organized, "What time are they here from?" He goes 6:30. I'm like, "Oh my, they are blitzed." So I had the plan in my head to go, look, I've done stuff like this before. If stand-up's not going well, I can dip into some games. So I brought with me Mr. and Mrs. During the game. You go back to back and lift the things up to see if you sync up and blah, blah, blah. Had that, and then I brought 3 rounds of Family Fortunes with them. So I'd written out bespoke questions for Family Fortunes to do. And I get on stage at about 10 o'clock because the singers had to pack up, the DJ had to set up, and then he just gave me a mic. So I was literally doing stand-up out of a DJ booth, right?
Yeah.
And I get up and go, right, we're going to do some Mr. and Mrs. here. Actually, that's not what happened. I get up and do my usual opening line by doing stand-up for 2 years and it hasn't taken off. Nobody cares. Like, nobody even gives me anything. Do my second line, nobody cares. And I just go, right, we're going to play Mr. and Mrs. Everybody come up the front here. Packed everyone into the front, squish them all in. Got the first couple up, went back to back, and was asking just a few like nice wee team questions, you know, like, who does the most dishes, who changes the most nappies, you know, who wakes up first, and then you got into like the whose farts are the worst, and had them. That was the moment. Everything, the game changed, like murdering. That was all going well. They sat down. Second couple came up. They didn't know them as well. I was getting a wee bit old, you know, same sort of questions and stuff. So I was like, right, I'll move on to the Family Fortunes here, and this is where it all changed. These 2 young fellas get up, age 8 and 10, and go, "Can I have a go? Can we have a go?" I was like, absolutely, yes, you can. Had no questions really appropriate for them on my card. Yeah. So I just had them back to back. I actually had to give one of them my shoes because they're so similar in age that both the parents bought them the same shoes and same clothes and everything.
Yeah.
I had to give one of them a size 9 Adidas, and the other one was getting the wee shoes, and just asked them all the questions of the day. Who's the tallest? Who's going to grow up to be the smartest? And then it goes, who's mom and dad's favorite? And they both kind of paused and put up the exact same shoe to say the younger one, and the place erupted. Like applause breaks happening. And I was just off to the races. And I did bang on 30 minutes, did my Family Fortune games, got out of there. It was the Bernabeu away. It was the masterclass. It was a 1-0 away from home. Do you know what it was? It was that. Do you remember the first game Liverpool played against PSG? Offered absolutely nothing really, but got that 1-0 with Bradley off the bench. That was me. Masterclass.
that's similar to the gig I had not weekend past, or the one before that.
Yeah.
So I was booked to do. It was a GA Club's senior prize night.
It's a nightmare.
So I asked, will there be children? No, be no children there. So I arrive at this parish hall. I was in right. First of all, I was in parish hall, middle of nowhere, right? So I rock up. I've sort of been texting the guy throughout the week, and he says, if you're there for about 9 or 9:30, whatever, I'll do it. So I lands about 9 o'clock. Text the guy, I'm outside here. He comes out to meet me, and he says, bit of a problem. We've had a power outage. No sockets are working.
No.
You have no microphone. And I look at him and go, right, okay. What do you do? And he says, but he goes, if you speak loud enough, they'll hear you. Like, we've been handing out awards with no microphone and all. I'm going,
Oh.
I goes, why, how many's in? I thought there might have been 60 or 70, 240.
Oh my God.
So he was like, I let you know in good time when you're going to come on. Stand at the side of the stage. The chairman will bring you on, dead on. So I'm actually watching the Michael Conlon fight on my phone, right, outside. Yeah. But I'm sort of trying to keep an ear out, sort of give myself 5 minutes to get into the zone. And this is all I hear. So I'm just outside the hall, at the very back of the hall, right? And I just hear this. I send the raffle, fella going to come on the stage here, tell somebody's going to do a bit of comedy. That was it.
Oh, no. Tell somebody.
So, right. So I burst through the door, right? I still have my coat on. I'm trying to take my coat off, right? The zip gets stuck. Of course it does.
God.
I'm walking through this hall. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody, right?
Oh my God.
There's owl dolls grabbing purses. They think I'm in to rob the place, right? Like, this is fucking... Get up on stage. By a stage, it took me that long to get up to the crowd. Nobody's even looking.
Oh
right?
My God.
So I'm like, all right, everybody, have your attention. It's like a substitute teacher going into like an inner school in London. Nobody gives a shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They've all got knives.
Yeah, exactly. I finally get them all shushed down, whatever. Look out into the audience. Hi. It's littered with children. Front row is the front row combined age of about 12, right? I'm going, oh, here we go. I'm in my head going, Tlal, you have your solo show coming up. Just do your time. Run through it in your head. Get off. Proceed to have a great fucking time.
That's
great
fucking
time.
Mad. That is mad.
Great time. But it was kind of, I did sort of reference the fact that like, none of you know who I am. I also reference went, well, here, that's fucking two of us here, Ballyhagan. Who the fuck's Ballyhagan? Never heard tell of it before in my life.
Yeah.
That got a bit of a laugh, and then sort of went, apparently you have two famous Armagh players. Don't even know who Armagh is, just shit like that. You know?
Yeah.
So that here got them on side, and I just proceeded to go through my set. Like, but it was work. But
that is the chips are down. Like, do you know what I hate about those events? So, do you know what they want us to do? They want us to go in there and just rinse everybody. Just like everyone, I don't know any of these people.
But so here's the thing, right? It's okay if you're like a big name.
Yeah.
Like if you're a big name comedian, people know who you are, and you almost have that ability to get away with saying whatever you want. If I get up on stage going, look at you, look at what you're wearing, I'm getting shite knocked out of me. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's this playing is?
It's sort of like it's like if someone goes to you like, here, there's a Ferrari parked outside, you'll have a look. Do you know what I mean? You go out and have a nosy and go, oh, yeah, it gets a wee bit of respect, a bit of attention. But you're like, here's a Fiat Punto outside from 04, which is us. Going, I'm not looking, I don't give a fuck. I'm not checking that out.
Exactly. And like, I also did sort of reference the fact because it was the theme of the night was like Indian food. So it was Indian food was the food on the night.
You are joking.
And I was like, and I goes, if you brought me here because you think I'm Indian. And a couple of the committee members were sort of looking at each other, and I went, nah, I'm only joking, don't worry. But it was fun. Like it was fun to be fair. Like, so
I'm gonna say I have a massive like I absolutely love doing stand-up when nothing's in your favor. Like, I don't know what it is. We've done a few gigs together over the years where like everyone looks at it and goes, There's absolutely no way. And I will be like, send me out over the top first, boys. I'll scope this out and see what's happening and see if you get anything out of it. You're going, this is unbelievable. Like, this is great. Do you know what it is? It's the magic of the cup. That's what it is.
It is.
It's pure magic of the cup stuff. Like,
but it was almost like, because it is, comedy only works at a comedy night.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Only works there. Like, whenever I remember my third ever time doing stand-up was at a corporate event for the place I worked.
That is the harsh
disaster. Like, but that's inexperience from me. Like, going, yeah, this is class. You know, because my first gig was in PBs. I was like, this is easy. What are we talking about? Comedy's easy. Done the PAV, had a good time in the PAV. Then my third one was on stage in front of everybody, and I was just like, this is what death is like.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
I had a great message today. I get like loads of people messaging me to like the Belfast Comedy Club page. There's been a real like upsurge of people wanting to try stand up recently, which is class. There's been loads of new people come down to the club. But it's funny how some people, you can always tell by the message whether or not someone's probably going to be good or not. Like, I give you example, like someone will message going, I think about doing it for a while, really nervous. Like, what do you advise? You going, that's someone that's going to come down and probably be decent. There's a guy messaging me today, and I pray to God he's not listening to this, but there's a guy messaging me today, and he goes, hey, always wanted to try stand up for a few years. I guess I'd call myself an amateur comedian. Brackets, I've never done this before. And I go, that's not amateur, mate. That is absolute rookie maneuver. Like, and he's like, it's been a lifelong dream of mine, and I want to restart something like I want to kickstart the second half of my life by doing stand up. And I'm going, mate, go to Benidorm for a week. Do you know what I mean?
Hey.
Go on a holiday.
Go to Thailand, shag lady boys. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah. Buy yourself a 90s Porsche. Don't be
yeah.
Don't need to be
you know, your self-esteem's low enough, mate. You don't need that. I'm telling you, you don't need it.
The Instagram bio was the bit that set off. I can't even say it on air because it'll offend some people what his Instagram bio was, but or hers. It could be a woman, but it definitely wasn't. But I'll tell you off, or you piss yourself laughing. But have you anything else you got up to during your week, or we'll go on to some sports news?
Sports. Let's get into
sports. I'm gonna tip off quickly because I know you've absolutely no love for it. The Six Nations rugby came to a conclusive end. Now, for anyone that doesn't watch the podcast, you see me talk about this for the last 6 weeks, and Talal's face just goes sheet white with disinterest. So we'll skip past this pretty quickly. France win the Six Nations this year. All the people working KPMG, Deloitte, and all them wonderful places that pretend they're into any form of sport can go back into their soulless corporate jobs for another couple of months. These are all frauds. I actually had an uncle who's a big rugby fan, went over to Italy for the actual final game. Ireland played Italy there, and he ended up getting stuck with 4 tickets, couldn't sell them. So it just shows how spineless Irish fans are. As soon as they couldn't win that Grand Slam, they're just like, nah, don't care.
Because I was actually I was at my nephew's birthday party when that match was on, and he's my brother's brother-in-law. So my brother's brother-in-law was watching it. He claims to be a big Irish rugby fan, and when Italy scored the first try, I went, I thought Ireland were good, and he proceeded then to absolutely this is my new thing now, to wind up Irish rugby fans. This is my new thing.
But they just, none of them understand what's happening. I actually had a big argument with Ashlyn the other day. We were watching, it was the week before the France game, and she wanted to go out to watch it. And I'm going, the reason you want to go out and watch rugby is because you don't like rugby. Do you know what I mean? Yes. The reason anybody wants to go outside of their own house to watch a sport is because you don't like it. And she goes, oh, you're being no fun. Like, it's better crack when you go out. He goes, I really enjoy this. This is one of the only things I enjoy is watching sports in life, really. I want to sit and watch it. I don't want to be telling someone to sit down or looking over the top. I want to see what's happening. And it was that's rugby. See if there's a sporting event on and a pub's really busy, none of them people are in it.
No. I watched it the last time Trump won the All Ireland. I watched it in the pub. One of the biggest regrets of my life.
No, absolutely. You either go to the live event, which I'm so used to watching sports on Solly TV that even when you go to a sporting event, I can't really tell what's happening. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever been to something? Like, I went to an Arsenal game a few years ago. I was like, Arsenal played really well. Watched it back on TV. Horrendous. Absolutely awful. Like, couldn't have told you the formation. So different when you watch it like live and in person. But rugby comes to an end. England had a sniff of winning it, so that's the only good thing that's came off it. They had a chance of winning it, and then France got over the line against Scotland. So that's rugby done with for a while. I think the the only thing all these nations are building to now, because all the good ones have won a Six Nations now, is a World Cup. That's not for a few years. So we're going to go through a few years of pretending to care about the Six Nations again until this World Cup rolls around. And then ultimately, we're all going to have our hearts broken when Ireland lose to Argentina again in the quarterfinals.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Because prophecy.
But the only thing is, I know one true rugby fan, and that's a guy I do the play with, and he goes, it annoys me too, because I said to him, I was like, I find it hard to get into rugby because everybody just seems to be like jump on the bandwagon, and he's like, yeah, I know, and he says like, I was going to Ireland matches when we won the wooden spoon every year, and I was like, what the fuck is the wooden spoon?
Yeah,
and he was like, we did the worst team in the 60s. I was like, all right, okay. I was like, well then you deserve your day. You deserve your days of glory.
Do you know what it is? It's like the rugby team is where the soccer team was late 90s, early 2000s. Like that's the sort of like, well, not quite there, but it's close enough. And the soccer team is now what rugby was in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like the soccer team is oh my god, that's just ruined my week. We have an international break coming up. Oh my god, no. Here, podcast off the next 2 weeks. We're not chatting about international football. Obviously nothing to talk about. But what we'll talk about is Champions League. Let's talk about some good football.
Yes, so Arsenal somehow are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Liverpool, to my surprise, didn't get through.
The only reason you're surprised is because the luck has run out. Let's be honest about it here. Like, I'm not even joking you. See the first game I watched where they played PSG in France and they won that game 1-0. I watched every minute of that game and my jaw, I was on the floor for about a week. I goes, that is unbelievable.
I had a guy who's a listener to the podcast come up and say to me, he's like, can you be a bit nicer to Liverpool? We can't be lucky every week. I went, you're obviously not watching the same team that I am.
Yeah. Even when you watch the highlights, even if you don't watch every game, you watch it and you're going, I mentioned it last week in the podcast. They got a penalty that was never, not getting ended. No, not getting ended. But it's a sad state of affairs when the biggest win I've had as an Arsenal fan this year is watching Liverpool lose in penalties to PSG. Like, I cheered that as if we had just won the double. Oh, I'm so happy.
And you don't want to know something? It's actually, because I'd got to a point with Arsenal there that I was like, I just don't care anymore. Whenever you're pacing back and forth in your living room, talking to yourself, like I was after, I can't remember whatever result it was, Arsenal drew or got beat, whatever it was in the league, I was pacing back and forth in the living room going, sure, why should I care? So they didn't sign anybody and like, they don't care. Like they're like, I'm struggling to put food up. I'm struggling to feed my family here. They're getting 400 or 500 grand. So why should I care? And Claire puts her head in the living room and goes, Claude, I think it's time. It's time you just give it up. And I was like, you know what, you're right. And I've been sort of like, because I played United last week and I was genuinely United away or United fixtures. I have PTSD.
Yeah,
I grew up in that rivalry. I don't sleep the night before. I don't sleep well the night before Arsenal play United. Even when United were like top dogs and Arsenal were shite, even now that Arsenal are sort of up there, United are shite, I still have that fear. This was the first time I slept like a baby. Genuinely didn't care about the result.
Sign.
Yeah. And like I even text a mate of mine, I was like, I don't care who wins this game. It means nothing to me. But
I'm empty inside.
Right. But the fact that Liverpool got put out of the Champions League by PSG, who we have beaten, by the way, who Arsenal beat, by the way.
Important to mention.
Right. They then get beat, and we'll talk about the League Cup in a minute, but then they get put out of the league, then they get beat in the League Cup final. And then going, is this Liverpool team even that great that everybody's making them out to be? And it's now made me even more angry that Arsenal aren't going to win the league. Because I'm like,
that's exactly what happened. Because Ashton was like to me, she goes, do you know if Liverpool lost the next 4 games and Arsenal the next? I goes, let me stop you right there. Never happened. But also, like, it's just, I was the same. I was like, oh, I'm so infuriated about it all going, they're not that good. They're not that good. But like, I'm not joking. PSG over the 2 legs played them off the pitch, I thought. Like, genuinely deserved to go through. And everyone's going, it was one of the greatest Champions League fixtures of all time. It would have been one of the greatest robberies of all time if PSG didn't get through that game. And I don't think this Liverpool team is they're not awful, but I just
No, they're very good.
If Arsenal were as good as they were last year, or City were as good as they were last year, they definitely would have won this league. So that's what's so annoying. That's what's annoying about it as an Arsenal fan. It's just the worst timing of all time.
Yeah, and do you really think Saka being injured for a while and all has that really affect and having no striker? I think we've sort of been poor. The fact that Arsenal are second, I said it, the fact that Arsenal are second, and we're still in with the chance winning the title a couple of weeks ago, shows you how poor the Premier League is.
Well, we've just massively overachieved. Like that Chelsea game on the weekend, what are they, fourth? They are absolute. That's one of the worst teams I've seen us play all year. They are absolutely poo.
There are like I was only really watched extended highlights of it. I was away actually, but like I was watching because I actually caught the last like 5 minutes of it, and I was like, I don't even feel under pressure here. Usually when you're 1-0 up, you're going, oh, they never looked like scoring. In fact, we looked more like scoring.
It's a phrase that used to annoy me, but it was a 1-0 hammering. Like genuinely was one of them games.
Yeah,
like, we're just they could have been playing the now and they wouldn't have scored. But Arsenal safely through against PSV, which we love to see. 7-1 win.
Yes.
Roll out Kieran Tierney in the left wing. Sterling looks like a superstar in the return leg. You know, it's all come together nicely. Now, I did try and get tickets. I messaged our contact to get Arsenal tickets for that PSV game when it was all announced. And I've never been so happy I didn't take them tickets. God, that second game in the Emirates would have been the harsh. But I did go. It would be nice to see them play Real Madrid, wouldn't it? Like getting over for the glory hunter today. Like I just slagged all the Irish fans. Guess how much I got quoted for 2 tickets to go to the Emirates to watch?
Oh,
Arsenal.
You're talking £100 each?
Not even close.
Seriously?
Not even close.
Much?
If you want to, well, this is going through means of not through the club, but if you want to guarantee a ticket for it, £1,500 for 2 tickets, £750 each.
Sign up to the Patreon.
yeah. Some schmuck from KPMG that's nowhere Ireland games to go to is going, hey, I'm going to go to that in spite of him. Piss off.
Yeah.
We'll not be going to that. I know I said I did a 40th birthday party on the weekend there, but didn't pay £1,500.
What was I going to say to you there? Yeah, even the fact that in a return leg, because somebody said to me after we won that game, they were like, do you know Arsenal could like win that Champions League? And I went, we've spent £750 million since Arteta came in to be our manager, right? And I was like, in the second leg of a Champions League game, our forward line was Raheem Sterling, who's done,
a
midfielder, and a left back.
That's insane.
That's our front three.
Yeah.
I was like, so I'm not doing it. I'm not letting myself for 1 second believe that we can beat Real Madrid.
Let me tell you something. I was there when we beat Barcelona at the Emirates. I was there, Salal. I was there. A young, innocent 10 or 11-year-old Sean McAlevey. His dreams came true that night. Messi, David, all the superstars of the day, Iniesta, Xavi, and we did it. Yeah. Now, we'll run through this because do we think Arsenal actually have a chance of beating Real Madrid over 2 legs? I'll say this. This is the only thing that gets my hopes up. We have more of a chance of beating Real Madrid than we did of beating Atletico Madrid. 100%.
I'm not doing it. Sean,
You are doing it. We're doing this. We're doing it. I'll tell you now. Because Real Madrid they're not going to sit in a low block. And teams don't sit in a low block, we do all right. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm just saying.
I will say this. I've heard people saying Madrid's going to hammer Arsenal. I don't think they will. No. Because I think we're very good at like keeping teams out. Like we have a good defense. There's no doubt about that. And a very good goalkeeper, by the way.
Yeah.
So they will give us chances. The problem is who's going to put the ball in the net.
Mikel Merino. Oh, I'm doing it. I'm on. I might book the week off work that week. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Do I think we'll beat them at the Emirates? I fancy Arsenal to beat anybody at the Emirates. I think if you're top team, you should beat anybody that comes into your hometown. But the problem is when we go to the Bernabeu, that's the problem for me.
We'll see. I'll happily take us getting beat 4-5-0. But see if something like that Atletico Madrid game where like there's a double touch penalty or something like that goes in, I will lose the rag. Like I'd actually I'd fly to Bernabeu and burn it down if that happened. I would. Oh, I've seen Van Persie sent off away Barcelona for kicking the ball away.
Oh.
I can't take it anymore. I'll never be over that.
My thing is this: it's like, see, I'm telling you, if Danny Ceballos scores, that's it. I'm never watching fucking football again because he was fucking shite for Arsenal. Right?
It's awful.
So he'll most likely score anyway. But I do think we have a chance of beating them at the Emirates. The away goal, to me, it's just like if we can survive a half an hour without conceding at the Bernabeu, we might have a chance. We have to completely Jose Mourinho masterclass it, as in like park that bus, that double decker.
I honestly think the defense. I think we've won it like pound for pound, player for player, one of the best defenses in Europe. With one of the best CDMs in Europe. You put Rice and Partey in front of it, like you're not getting through that. Like if you lock in, Arsenal at their most vulnerable when they go forward. But
yes,
it's the hope it kills you. It's the hope it kills you.
No. Here, the thing about it is, and you know what? And I know what's going to happen to me. I know I can feel it in me already. I can see myself on the screen here right now. I can see my eyes filling up with hope here. Like if we navigate the first leg and we're still in it, like Saka's back. So that's it.
There's no there's no way Saka's coming back. There's no. I know they keep saying he's close, but I kind of don't want to see him because he's gonna do something crazy and be dead.
Bring him, but I think bring him back. If he's ready to come back, bring him 100%. Back. If not, to me, it's like if we get beaten the first leg 2-3-0, and he's half fit for the second leg, there's no point.
No,
we're never going to beat Madrid 4-5-0. But if we're like, but I even think like if only the second leg was at the Emirates.
But this is someone made a great point about this. See that stupid league format, right? The benefit of finishing higher, and that should be the same way as the NFL. If you finish higher in the regular season, you should get home advantage the whole way through against whoever you're up against. So the fact that Real Madrid got through that qualifier, they should never be playing any of their second games at home. At the
Bernabeu, especially like the Bernabeu is such a tough place to go. Like it's just notoriously known around Europe for being, a horror.
First team to ever win away at the Bernabeu, English team.
Oh, there,
Arsenal.
He bounced Ronaldo. I remember watching that. Like I remember as a kid watching that in the house. Like, and this is oh my god, I can't believe one he's doing this. Like, you know this. We actually should have been. See if you watch the full highlights that match, we should have been 4-5-0 up.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Before he even scored, like
it was crazy.
It's like I think we're gonna have to do it sometime. Or Arsenal, the best team. That era of Arsenal, is it the best team to never win the Champions League?
I don't even want to think about it. Because I remember we're not getting into it. Right, here's what we are going to do right now because you're going to break my heart here. I'm full of hope here. Don't be doing it. The remaining Champions League. Let's pick a winner. Right, here's what we'll do. We'll pick a winner who's left in it. So we've got Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan. I'd say Bayern win that.
That's a tough one. Yeah, Inter Milan are good though.
They are good.
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich are home first.
Bayern Munich just have a bit more experience in the Champions League and Inter Milan recently.
Barcelona, Dortmund.
Barcelona.
Do you know what? Barcelona, but by some absolute FIFA bullshit. They're going to win that. Like, they're going to get some penalty or something mad. This is a great game, I think. Aston Villa, PSG.
I don't think it's going to be as one. Aston Villa are a good side, and Unai Emery is a good manager.
In Europe, they're fantastic. Like, and they've got good strikers. Like that. Rashford's come alive. We called it. We called it. Get him to Arsenal.
Asensio is like as well. Ali Watkins. The thing about it is, Aston Villa are playing with zero pressure. Like, you know, we played at the top, Sean. Like we know what, and when you play with no pressure on you, it's like playing in the like. If PSG beat them 5-0, no one's going to really say, "Oh," people's going to go, "Yeah, what a great run for them."
Yeah,
but I just think Villa will go out and. I do think PSG might have probably just have too much of them, but I think PSG just about.
Maybe. I think some of them small, like, and Villa's a big ground, but like some of them grounds that PSG have never heard. Like a lot of them players wouldn't know who Aston Villa are. Do you know what I mean? They've never heard of Aston Villa. Like, so I think and it'll be the most PSG thing ever to beat Liverpool and then go out to Villa in the next round.
Yeah.
So we've got who quarterfinal. Arsenal, Madrid is the last one.
My head says Madrid, my heart says Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like on paper, if Arsenal had Havertz and Saka, like I just think it makes so much of a difference. Not that I think Kai Havertz is unbelievable, by the way, but I think he does a good job.
Yeah,
Saka, of course, our best player. I still think Madrid I think Madrid have too much for us.
You tell me if I'm getting too carried away here. If we play the winner of PSG Villa in the semi-final when we beat Madrid, right?
Yeah.
Which I think we've beat PSG already. Villa, no doubt. I don't want to play Villa in the semi-final of the Champions League because we all know what happens there. Unai Emery effect. And then on the other side of the draw, you have Barcelona Dortmund. So let's say Barcelona go through there. And then on the other side, you've got Inter Bayern. So you're playing either Barcelona or Bayern or Inter, say, because I don't see Dortmund win. So, oh, God. Do you know what? This is actually shaping up to be one of the better Champions League seasons. Do you know, actual teams from different countries playing each other, hopefully, and stuff like that?
It's such an open Champions League. Like if you had to call a winner right now, people automatically go Real Madrid because they've won it that many times.
Yeah.
But if any of the teams in the bar Villa or Dortmund or Arsenal, simply because Arsenal have never won the Champions League. Dortmund, I don't think, maybe won it once. I don't know. I can't remember.
No, 2 finals they got to.
Villa have won it. They won the European Cup anyway. But those like the 8 teams left. 5 of those teams, if they won it, I wouldn't be surprised. If Villa wanted to be surprised, if Dortmund wanted to be surprised, and if Arsenal won it, I would be surprised. So it is very open, to be honest. Now, I don't know if I had to call it. I just think it's set up for Harry Kane doing it.
Oh, you're mental. I actually think they could get put out the next round. I don't know. They're going to win the league this year, so he'll get his trophy.
If Arsenal play Bayern in the final and Harry Kane scores, I will fucking cry my lamps out.
Oh, no. Arsenal couldn't let him win his first trophy. That would be the worst story of all time. But that's what I mean. There actually is loads of good stories going into this year with players in different teams and stuff like that. So it should be good. Well, may as well touch on them while we're talking football. The cup final. Bad week to be a Liverpool fan, obviously. Another defeat. I didn't actually get watching the full game. Only sort of caught the highlights and stuff like that. But has there ever been a happier moment for any player in the history of football when Dan Burn scored that header? Oh my God. Like, Jesus Christ. What a header.
Do you know what's mental? I can't. It's been nearly 70 years since I won something.
That is. How did Shearer never win anything with them? That's they had Al Shearer.
I know. They had some team. They given.
Yeah.
They had well, to be fair, they played Arsenal in the 98 Cup final. FA Cup final. That Arsenal team was a joke.
Yeah. They're never winning that.
I mean, Nicholas Anelka. Oh, what a joke! Like, it was unfair. They then played the next year. They made it to the cup final again. They played United's treble winning team.
Oh my God!
So, you know what I mean? They ended up against Eric Ten Hag last year.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow lost that game, but
that's a disgrace.
I like Eddie Howe. I'm happy for him because he could have been sacked a few times. So fair play to him. Though I'll say this: Newcastle are like they are.
You said it. You've already said it.
Haven't Newcastle? They have the dark arts mastered.
Oh, they are. Do you see who was it that absolutely grabbed Harvey Elliott by the neck?
Joe Linton.
Oh, he is a scumbag. He is an absolute scumbag. Like,
oh, I mean, but they are so physical. So physical. They're almost impossible not to like.
Yeah. They kind of it had very goal Santiago Munez vibes about it, the whole situation. You know what I mean? Like everyone's rooting for them. They're like, go on, lad. That's my boy. Like just everyone's sort of like getting behind them. But remember I've said a few times in this podcast, if I was ever to have a football team and manage one, I would do exactly what Eddie Howe does with Newcastle. Absolute scumbaggery, dark arts, long ball, big Dan Burns. Now, the fact that Isaac there is an absolute cheat code. He scored against Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. He scored against every big team this year.
He's unbelievable. Hey, you know what it is too? He is, and he was chatting to Henri after the game.
Oh, yes.
And I ain't telling you now, Henri's whispered in his ear. One of the Emirates big man.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely believe if Arsenal had Isak in their team this year, I would be like, we'll win everything.
Yeah, 100%. But
Arsenal
never going to do it. The only way, I actually think the only way, see if they don't get Champions League, he might go this summer. But if they get Champions League, he's not going anywhere.
I don't think they will. Because I actually think the top four is going to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest, and City. Nottingham Forest are good.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest are good, yeah.
Fucking good team, like. You know, like Arsenal's in the top four. Battle where you want it. Like, winning yesterday was massive for them.
That was big, yeah.
That was a difference
tiny club like Chelsea.
That's the difference between because if Chelsea had a won, there was only 3 points in.
That's mad. That is mad. Like how bad they were. Just saying, we've got a comment in there from my man Dan Bowers. Newcastle are very likable, complete opposite to Arsenal. Yeah, fair enough. For some reason, no one likes Arsenal. There aren't Arsenal fans, and do you know what? I like that.
But nobody likes Arsenal because they are every club wants to be like Arsenal. And people, and I don't want to talk about trophy cabinets. I know that.
Yeah.
This guy probably sports today. I know he's won more. I know that. But they want the class. Because you know what? Money can't buy class. That's it.
Do you know what? He's actually a Chelsea fan, so that's absolutely hit the nail on the head there.
Exactly. Money can't buy class. You can buy Premier Leagues, you can buy Champions Leagues, whatever you want, but never buy class.
But on a bigger note, it's actually good to see the likes of a Carabao Cup should be won like someone like Newcastle, because it means absolutely, like Liverpool won it this year. It means nothing, doesn't it?
No.
Absolutely nothing. Like City have won it 20 years in a row. Like it means nothing.
Yeah.
Like the Carabao Cups is a cup designed for people that don't win cups. Does that make sense? Like clubs like Arsenal, I suppose.
Yes, exactly.
So
exactly.
We'll wrap up on. Actually, we'll do one more football topic. I want to talk about this. You're no interest. The Sidemen charity match.
No, I do have interest because I do quite like some of them streamers and stuff.
I just wanted to say, like, the fact they sold 90,000 seats at Wembley is absolutely bananas.
It is insane.
Like,
but go on ahead.
How do we get involved? How are we getting onto that pitch next year? What the hell? Who do we need to go chat to?
You keep throwing them darts, Shaw.
That's it. Yeah, I will be throwing them darts. Oh, imagine we dart celebration and all. The James Madison and all. Me, Roy King, and bantering away. But I actually, Joe, how I was watching. It was on just as this is exactly what happened. I was watching Ireland v France rugby, and Ireland were getting tanked when it was on, and I just seen on YouTube live Sidemen charity match, and honestly, more entertained by the YouTube charity match that it was with the rugby. Like,
some of them can actually play. Like, some of them are actually half decent.
Yeah, there's a few of them that were actually quite good. But there was so much of it this year that was built on like that guy like I Show Speed getting a goal, and one of the sidemen hadn't scored before, so they're like, Joe, when you're trying really hard to get like Joe was like the shit player to score. You always see it in like American sports, like to get the guy that's like usually the mascot to try and score in basketball, but he keeps missing the hoop. It was exactly like that. You're just going, oh god, someone just put these boys out of misery. But went to penalties, went the distance. Wee man Sketch was like, this is absolute dweeb in nets. Like, he's like 4 foot tall, and one of the boys that was like first up was meant to like bang in a penalty. He saved it, and everyone was like, oh my god, and end up and the YouTube All Stars won. But like, what was cool about it was they actually did all the stuff that you would be allowed to do if it was an actual cup final. It's like they walked up the stand into the top tier, get the trophy presentation. They had Emil Heskey there presenting the trophy and all.
That's unreal.
Great. It was great. I'd love to see more stuff like that, like actual like influencers people care about. Because see soccer not there. I used to watch it, but not anymore. Not big into it.
See, the thing about it is, and it's like people say, "Oh, who are they? They're YouTubers or whatever." But that's the way the world is now. That's who people like. The fact that and like Mr. Beast was there.
Yep.
Mr. Beast has an insane following.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's a billionaire.
People are going to go pay to go watch him. I think the tickets were cheap as well. I think tickets were started at like 25 quid or something like that. So it was also like accessible for like obviously the younger audience and stuff like that. Which
but it's
smart.
It's all it's all for charity, isn't it? Like most of it's charity.
Yeah.
Besides the
Actually,
charity match, of
we're
course it
gonna do. I want to do one more topic before we wrap up today. So the PFL's coming to Belfast. Big news that was coming in. I gotta tell you something.
Yes.
I'm not happy about this. What I'm about to say. The ticket prices to the PFL in Belfast are a fucking disgrace, and I'm sorry, right? Paul Hughes, massive fan of him. Would love to see him fight. I am not. Look, I am enraged. Because we went to the boxing a few weeks ago. We had a great time. The PFL are looking to sit. If you want 2 seats together at the moment, last week I checked, they were £90 a ticket. So that was like, if you got the pre-release, maybe there's a few cheaper options there. But the day they actually came out, £90 per ticket to sit beside someone. See today, a week later after that, 132 quid a ticket, and this is in the do the surround part, not even on the floor.
Yeah,
Catch a grip.
But to me, it's like that's why, like, sports needs to be subsidized to an extent. Like, it has to be. Like, you're turning away the most of the fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Rich people don't. Not at all. Rich people don't really care about sports, but they can afford to buy the ticket at any price.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah.
Whereas, like, the atmosphere comes from the guy who's saved up 3 months' wages to go absolutely mental for that one night, like we seen for that Lewis Crocker fight.
yeah.
They book tickets, man. Right, I'm gonna spend no more money. It's all gonna go on cocaine and alcohol.
Yeah.
Whenever he goes, the fight happens. That's where the atmosphere goes. Like that's boys that got created. Like
Stone Island jumper and Nike fucking matching tracksuit.
Exactly. So, but to me, like that's like I would watch a lot of UFC. I'm more of a boxing fan than I would be an MMA fan, to be fair. So I'm not willing to pay that. Sorry, Paul.
I'm not right. I'm talking about Turner. If I was Paul Hughes, I would be absolutely fuming with what they've done with this.
Yeah.
Because you want to come out to a sold out Belfast, and here, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it will sell out at those prices.
It will sell out like 100%, but he'll not have his true. Well, I suppose it's true hardcore fans that pay whatever, but you're going to be talking about fans of the actual sport. Most of them aren't going to be there. Like,
yeah, like that's such a great platform to like other Irish fighters that are getting there, build the sort of Irish fighter brand, get a few names to showcase, get people involved with it, get people behind the PFL, because a lot of people haven't seen PFL on TV. Like if UFC comes and they're charging you £90 a ticket, you're more likely to go, oh right, okay, yeah, it's UFC.
Yeah,
I'm going to go. I think for the PFL, massive no to charge that sort of money. Like, I'll be going. I'll be streaming it from the comfort of my own home like a real fan does.
I'm gonna send a DM to Turkey El Sheikh and go, look, we probably grew up beside each other somewhere along the lines. You know, we probably shared a postcode. Let me bring Riyadh season. Let me bring. And I was like, I have a guy that'll announce people and everything. I have a promoter and all sorted here. Let me bring Riyadh season.
Riyadh season at the Hill of the O'Neill.
Riyadh season presents Belfast Comedy Club on a Tuesday night.
Oh, Rising PR X Riyadh season, that would be unbelievable. Derek Ryan will sing beforehand. That would be the collabs would be off the chart.
It would be, telling you. Imagine. You haven't heard Wagamil till you've heard it sang in Arabic. I'm just going to pop it out there.
Everyone's standing there and it'll be tearing all coming down the day, you know. I'll start just going like, what the fuck are these boys doing here? We'll finish with our good mate Sheikh Al Turk.
Yes.
So he's stepped into the boxing game with UFC, and they're going to try and create this new. It's basically like a UFC format but for boxing. So basically, what I've heard about it is if you lose, your career's not over. Joe, there's people that you still have stock, people are still interested in you, you've still got a promoter backing you, whereas boxing very much is the blueprint at the minute for boxers is you get to 10-0 fighting absolute nobodies, and then to try and get you to a European fight, then you get you to an intercontinental, and then you might fight for a world title or something like that. That's kind of the boxing at the minute. But if you lose any stage between that and world title, boxing's over for you basically. Careers are over in the way that it's currently done. So what this is going to allow people to do is have like an actual ranking system. Number one has to fight the champion, and if you want to get your way into the top 10, you have to beat a guy in the top 10, which I love.
Yes, like to me, that's how it always should. I've always had this massive like irk with boxing. Like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, when they were both world champions, right? That should have been the fight to make.
That is
Like
so
that-
insane. Never happened.
Yes, even it took so long for Usyk to fight Fury.
Yeah.
That Fury was here. Father Time catches up with everyone except LeBron James. Like he's a freak, but it catches up with everyone. So like Fury's nearly 40. Usyk's an unbelievable boxer. 3 years ago, I think Fury beats him.
Yeah. Well, that's the annoying thing. We'll never know.
Never know. Never know. Deontay Wilder could have saved himself a lot of knockouts. A lot of boxers could have been saved serious beatings by Deontay Wilder if he'd have fought. But it's just it must be so frustrating to be. But again, it's the media. Just as soon as you're beat, you're done. You're like, no, it's not like just.
It's
fight
because
again.
in boxing there is so many world titles. They're like, well, if you didn't get this one, you might be able to work your way up for this world title. Like, I don't know if the WBO is the same as like a, one of the other belts. Like, if there's different like sort of weightings to which one's the real good belt. But
which is what I like about the UFC. It's like you're either the champion or you're not. You're not like.
And if you don't fight within a year, you lose that belt, which is great.
Yeah.
Or there's like a interim or something like that, depending on who you are and how long you've had it for, which is great. Was that Fergal McCrory fight? Was it part of the new lead, or is that just?
No, it was just run by. It was on UFC Fight Pass.
Oh right, okay.
Because your boy Callum Walsh used to. He was the headline fighter that night. He used to fight in the UFC, I think.
Okay.
But Fergal McCrory, a great lad. You actually used to work with him, believe it or not.
No way.
So he's been to America. COVID kind of ruined him a wee bit, but he lives in America now, I think, fighting. And he got up off the canvas and stop a guy, which is huge.
That's class. Unreal.
And then there was another fighter, Thomas Ciardi. Let me tell you something. That guy's made of different. Now he got beat, but he's made a different gravy, like because he completely buckles his knee. Like he can't. He gets over on his knee. His corner are like, right, this fight's over. The ref's over. Like, no, don't worry about it. He's like, no, I'm gonna fight, and he's basically fighting the guy on one leg. Like,
oh my god.
Like, why are fighters so insane? Like,
I have no idea.
Like, did you?
Anytime I'm in any sort of conflict, I'm just like, even if it's verbal, I'm like, I just want to go home. I don't like this.
Yeah. Did you watch Nick Ball?
No.
Nick Ball is insane. Like, he is. So there's a boxer called Inoue who's insane, like Japanese guy, unbelievable. Again, no one's ever heard of him. I only heard of him like a year and a half ago because the fella I work with was huge in his boxing, and so they're going to fight now, Nick Ball and Inoue. But like he was fighting TJ Doheny. That's who Nick Ball was fighting on Saturday night, and Doheny put him in a headlock, and Nick Ball literally kicked him. Like,
oh no way! Oh, I did see that. I did see that. He
sort
of made him sort of dead legged him.
Yeah,
that was
like,
mental.
But
Nick Ball get for that.
No, and Doheny, like, he took some hammering, like, but Doheny, as his last two fights have been against Inoue and Nick Ball, like fair play to him, like, they're the two top guys.
Yeah,
and but so they're going to fight now, Nick Ball and Inoue, and that is going to be that'll be a Vegas fight, like that's a mega fight, like, so. Probably be cheaper to go watch that than fucking PFL in Belfast.
Yeah, bastards, right. We'll wrap it up there, will we? Do you have anything you want to plug before the end of the show?
Yes, so if anybody is interested in going to watch play, I'm going to play this week, Drinking Habits in the Crack Theatre, but I'd much rather you save your lock of pound and come see the Middle East Beast, my first solo show, the 20th of March, to be fair. I'm really excited for it. There was, I'm not gonna lie, there was a couple of weeks there where it was him and Han about pulling it because it was so unwell. But as Sean said, I've made it through the camp. I'm delighted that Sean's gonna MC the night for me, and also Kieran Franco. He's gonna be the first up for first one. See, to be honest with you, it's gonna be well worth the money.
How much are the tickets?
Tenner.
Ah, sure, fuck. You may as well be giving them away. Jesus, Talal. Here, how do you afford my wages with that sort of ticket prices? That's insane.
I've sold, and to be honest, I've sold more than I thought I was gonna sell. So, but it's I've sort of got to the point now where somebody said to me, "Oh, you might sell that out." I won't, but I would love to sell it out. So
I'm gonna be selling meet and greet tickets down the back, £100. You want to meet the Middle East Beast? Come on out here and get the photos done. I'll be hustling.
£100 or a ticket to the PFL in Belfast.
Yeah, whatever's cheaper.
Whatever's cheaper. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's it from me.
If you're at a loose end on your St. Patrick's week, we've got Mark McCartney coming to Belfast Comedy Club this Friday. It's going to be such a good night. I can't wait for it. There's about 10 tickets left for it.
Can I interrupt? Let me tell you something. I'm not just saying this, right? I genuinely am not just saying this. I would nearly phone in sick to my play to come and see that.
Yeah.
Because Mark McCartney is personally one of my favourites. And in that room,
yeah, it'll be murder scene, like murder scene. So we've got Mark McCartney headlining. The show starts at 7:00 sharp. So doors 6:30. Show at 7. I'll be emceeing. We've got Fit and Harvey coming down, and we've also got Ian Thompson doing support as well. We'll take a wee quick break, get some good pints in, and then McCartney's going to do about a half an hour set for us. So make sure you get down nice and early, get your seats, first come first serve on the table. We're probably going to be sold out, but
I'm so jealous I'm not there.
It's going to be a good crack.
So ripping, I can't see it. That's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, we'll leave it there, guys. Thanks very much for listening and tuning in. We'll see you all next week. Goodbye.
Right. Bye-bye.
Oh, just let me, that clock keeps ticking like a metronome in my